here he is to present his project, PuzzlePhone. Alejandro Santacreu.
Gracias, Natasha. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to hear you here. My name is Alejandro Santacreu. I'm the CEO of Circular Devices. And you're about to see something really special today, pretty unique, I would say. Well, first of all, why Circular Devices? The name of the company comes from the term circular economy, as opposed to the linear economy we are living in. So instead of take, make, and dump, the circular economy stands for a different way of thinking and to develop everything by design to be more sustainable. So this long story short what it means, and we decided to adopt that name in our company because it's totally aligned with our DNA. The problem we have here is electronic waste and smartphones. It's a big market, 1 billion, 1.3 last year and growing. And as the co-founder of 5Xit said, there is 5.6 billion of adults going online pretty soon, and it's unsustainable. I mean that you cannot be replacing those every 2 years or less. So the solution is pretty simple. We have split it into 3 simple components: the electronics, the screen, and the battery. But the thing is that if you want to do it in this way, you need to build a standard both for the hardware and the firmware. Just to make it even easier, you don't get rid of your car if your windshield breaks. That's it. Or if you prefer it the most, this is a Nintendo system. We have a television, we have a battery, and you have a cartridge. So somebody asks if it's going to run Android or what. The answer now we can say is that it can run anything you want. It can run Android, you can replace the cartridge, you can run Ubuntu, it's fine. But moreover, we are not aiming to recyclability. For sure it's recyclable, but we are aiming to a longer lifespan. The PuzzlePhone journey starts in January 2013. I released the first video, it was just me by then. Then Enrique Cantó, who is with us today, he belongs to another family of entrepreneurs, but moreover, he's a good friend. And, you know, friends, family, and fools. He called me, "What are you doing, man?" "Well, I'm fighting with a modular phone." "Okay, let's burn some money on it." And after that, I was living in Finland by then, and I found our industrial designers. Later on, I came last year to the 4 Years From Now event. Then in September 2014, we got incorporated, we received more funding. And in September 2014 also, we were introduced by our partners, the Fraunhofer Institute from Berlin, in the IFA Electronic Consumer Show. We are part of a big alliance with 20 international companies, and nobody knows that until now, by the way, to get more support from the European Union to make it happen. And in December 2014, thanks also to the Finnish government, we received funding from them also. So it's really nice when you are not alone anymore. In January 2015, we partnered with Grant4Com, former supplier of Microsoft Nokia, for quality assurance and quality control. They will be certificating that our products are fully compliant with those standards. And now we are here 1 year after the last time. And well, that's not me alone anymore. Now we are 15 guys. In terms of prototyping, we have been going through what we call the Franken-type, ugly but working. View-type, beauty but not working. View-type 2, working, golden sample, and production later on this year. And all the mentions stage in terms of funding. So we've put it in this way, what all this thing we do, it may look like we are just following the yellow brick home. But the truth is that it's more or less like this. This has been the last 2 years so far. It's a good moment to remember Julien Fouriot. He's a former Nokia guy. We lost him last August. He died practicing base jump. He was very well known within the startups. He was also the founder of the Symbian project, one of the founders. And we will miss him so much. He was one of the first believers in PuzzlePhone. Later on in December this year, we lost one factory in Würth Electronics. It burned to the ground, and that messed up a little bit with our plans for this Congress, but we make it through. And this week, our webmaster was with an eye infection. So literally, it has been sweat, blood, and tears. But altogether, we are surviving through all these things. We are full-stack startups, 200 years of combined experience in electronics, tablets. We have a very wild bunch of friends, including something also new today for you, Tapani Jokinen, former head of design and portfolio of Microsoft Nokia. He's also within us. It's in our team from Helsinki. So I think that we are prepared to deal with whatever may come. Our vision is a world where the sustainable electronics go hand in hand with driven thinking business and ethics. And to succeed on that, our mission is to bring back sustainable manufacture of electronics to Europe, to bring circular economy thinking to the handset market. It has been really difficult to show something to you today because it's really difficult to develop consumer electronics today in Europe. And why? Well, because we cannot afford this waste anymore. And the truth is, this history begins with Apple's refusal to fix my iPhone 4 faulty home button. And I say, okay, enough is enough. Why a $3 button is buried underneath the screen? If you try to repair it, then you break the screen. That doesn't make sense. So this is how it begins. There's a very loosey video in YouTube that you can check. It's really terrible, but it tells the history. We're having also another reason, as I advanced before, is pitching to the European Union. It was so hard to find the brains. We have been outsourcing everything. So if you try to look for an engineer willing to do it, it's impossible. They are not here. They are not anymore. They're just a few. So we said, okay, this is not just the problem with the device. It's a problem with the world ecosystem. And our plans that have already started is to go step by step to bring back that production here to Europe. For whom it's sanity to the ethical consumer, but also it's a more serviceable device for the developing countries. So it satisfies both needs, north and south. Well, if you're pitching to the money, maybe it's not the best pitch. So you need to go a little bit more practical. So what we tell to the investors is that needs, they are not serviced by monolithic designs. Simple as that. So with our design, you can use different screen sizes, you go with different batteries. It's a world of opportunities there. For whom? Well, not just for the north and south, the sustainable, ethical consumer, but also for the industry. It's something nice. So we are targeting to licensing, and any brand can manufacture their own puzzle phones. And how? Basically because our proposal, it's already in your pockets. You already have a puzzle phone in your pocket. It's a simple layout that can be quickly spread across the supply chains because we are not changing, we are not reinventing the wheel. It's a challenge, it's not easy, but once it's ready, it's easy to be adopted by the industry. That's something really important. All in all, our business model, based on the actual 1.3 billion devices, even if we just scratch 1 or 2% of that, we are aiming for 5 billion in 2008. And it's versatile. We can go through our own beacon devices, made in Finland, high Nordic quality, perfect, why not? That's in our plans. But you can also license to others, third parties, including operators, and our own marketplace. But something really interesting is that this way to do the things by the book, it can be exported to other countries. So we are re-engineering the whole process to make it sustainable from a social point of view. So if it can happen here in Europe, it can happen anywhere. So in the end, you get what you give, right? And our plans is start smaller in Europe, then we will move across India, Americas, Asia, and Middle East and Africa. So we are working in our marketplace. It's also coming. That's not for today, just for let you know. So you will be able to go there and define and buy and pick up your own models to build your own puzzle phone. But what's happening here, what we want to share with you today, and I would like to invite my dear partner Pedro, please Where are you? Come here, please. Buddy.
Hi.
Hello, Pedro. Just a second. What we have here, we have designed, engineered, and manufactured and assembled in Europe. Something really nice. And why in Europe? The reason why is that we believe that we have, like the song, we came too far to give up what we are. I mean, Europe is democracy's cradle, and for centuries we have been fighting for this social welfare. So that's why we are building something in a sustainable way that can be exported without sacrificing anything in terms of social responsibility anywhere. So you are not about to see a housing. I don't want to disappoint you. Anyone can manufacture a housing. It's shiny, shiny, really nice. But the real value is within, it's inside. And that's what we want to show you. That's what we have been working for more than 2 years now. So those are the PCBs of the first PuzzlePhone. And those PCBs, they have been designed, engineered, and assembled in Europe by us. So that's even better, because this is not a phone. This is a complete modular ecosystem. So we are not working on a phone. We are working in a smartphone that can exchange parts with a tablet, and it can exchange parts with the whole Internet of Things ecosystem. Because this is what you get when you do the things in the right way. So if you want to add something. It's in a small audience, but we are really happy to have you here.
We have worked hard.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, we can say that those ones, they came out of the oven Friday night. This was Friday night, and somebody's car was broke in the middle of the night, and they couldn't pick up the PCBs. But we managed to do it. And by the way, those were assembled in Spain. And it's a very, very high technology in these PCBs. Well, thanks a lot for your time. Kiitos, as they say in Finland. Muchas gracias. Or as they say in Latvia, because we have also our VP Marketing, Aura Pele. She's with us. She's from Latvia, former VP Marketing from Nokia for 10 years. So good to have you here. Yeah, super nice. Well, I don't know if you have some questions, but we are here to answer those. Yeah, close it.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have a question, Alejandro.
yeah, please, Natasha.
When can we see the working product?
Well, you don't have to wait too much for that. In fact, this Wednesday, 1:30 in the Spanish booth, our partners, they will show the ClickArm technology in action, and you will see even more than one device there. So stay tuned and go to the Spanish booth next Wednesday at 1:30. Can we have some sound there?
Hola. And we will show the first modular tablet that we have done in our company. And I invite you to come there to see that device.
Yeah. So it's coming. It's already here. And thanks again. Oh, a question over there. Microphone?
My question is about the value proposition beyond having the modular component, the physical component is nice, or will it open the opportunity to create some kind of custom devices?
Mm-hmm.
But the main question is, what kind of device? I mean, Because in the long term, is you end up creating a traditional smartphone in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, from the part of sustainable social responsibility is nice, but from the part of economic and scale, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it probably much it will cost a little bit more. So I think that the interesting part is that you can create new kind of devices with new value proposition, but this requires more than just a modular system. It's, I don't know, a modular way of thinking about devices. As you go through this part of system, designing new devices I mean, if I want to use your technology,
Mm-hmm.
what can I do? I mean, just another phone?
No, you can make your phone. That's what we are doing here. We are lowering the entry barrier to offer a cost-efficient solution, both in time and money, to many niche markets. That's to begin with. I mean, for the standard user, it's just a better phone that can last up to 10 years. So it's better value for the money, just to begin with. But then if you're a company, for instance, with special needs, and you have to satisfy yourself with whatever there is in the market, and you have to face the problem associated to go with one of the mainstream players. There's a problem with spare parts, there is a problem with firmware dependence. Then first of all, we set you for free, but then we offer you something that doesn't exist in the market right now. So with us, you can develop your own tailor-made phone from the scratch, between 2 and 3 times faster, and almost 2 times cheaper than any other alternative. So just think about it. If there is a new chip coming now, and you are not just a company looking for 5,000 phones for your stuff. Imagine that you are a big company and you want to implement that chip and put it into the market. You will be faster and cheaper doing that. You will be most efficient. You will hit the market first than anybody else. I mean, we have engineered PuzzlePhone, the first PCB, the first build. There is still work to do. It's not ready for mass production, but the first one, the first in its class, because we are walking kind of in the dark. It's something that nobody has done before. And it has been done in 40 days. So that's totally disruptive within the supply chain. So with or without us, there's a big difference. And for instance, if you are a single user willing to develop your own thing, that's why we have designed it in a way that in the battery model, there is a space that you can use to include anything you want. Simple electronics communicating with USB, you can do it. I2C port, you can do it. There is a long list of ports that you can access to develop anything you want. So it's a good idea. And also another value proposition, for instance, for the operators in the developing countries, there is a need for a more serviceable device. That's a problem there, because it's a big money for anybody there to buy a smartphone, but then there is a problem with the after sales. So our design make that after sales service more efficient. That's another thing to take into account.
Thank you. I think it's important to, I mean, probably the problem is that we're not used to thinking this way. I mean, I'm finding hard to find opportunities of this. It's probably because we have been so used to, the phone is a phone that
Yeah.
we need to rethink about what the phone is really. It's a platform, it's not really a phone.
Yeah, but next time that you spend 300 to 600 euros, then you will have a choice. And hopefully you will choose us.
It is something like what Dell did and people didn't believe at that time. Is it similar to that?
Yeah, in a way.
You can build your own computer, why not a phone?
Yeah, in fact what we are doing is bringing, as our partners from IMSD like to say, we are bringing the IBM PC compatible spirit back to the mobile phone, because that was missing in the smartphone business. So that's why there is all these problems with the firmware. Have you ever thought why there is no upgrade for your phone? The problem is that nobody wants to do it, because every single phone in the market requires tailor-made firmware. That's a headache. But with PuzzlePhone there is only one firmware, and it's open. But if you want to upgrade it, just download, it's there. Because all the PuzzlePhones are the same inside in that sense. So yes.
So it's not a phone, it's a platform.
It's not a phone, it's a platform, it's an ecosystem. And it's a brand with values related to how the things are made. That's what we are building here.
Thank you.
Thanks. How does your concept compare to the Fairphone concept?
Fairphone?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I heard they are also doing something sustainable, some for longer longevity for the phone lifetime.
Yeah, in fact we're close to Fairphone. You got, I mean, the guys from Amsterdam, right? Yeah, it's a very good example that how a small brand with its only focus on corporate social responsibility message, they can manufacture and sell things. So it's viable. I mean, there is a real interest there. So the final day would be really nice to engage more with them. So PuzzlePhone by Fairphone, Fairphone by PuzzlePhone, why not?
Sure. Thanks.
Welcome.
I am not clear about your social model, right?
Mm-hmm.
No longer a simple business model issue versus, large manufacturers. You seem to bet on a disruption on the social model. I am not clear how the model can either resist or face, the Googles, how can this, expand?
Okay. Well, it's fun. It's a good question. Very good ones. But it's quite easy. For instance, think that around 1/4 of the Android devices, they are made by not so well-known brands. And those brands, they usually, what they do, usually is the only thing they can do. They outsource everything to a remote place. And they go there, they develop or rebrand the thing, and they release it to the market. And then they have this problem with the spare parts. They have the problem with the firmware. And it's not for free. I mean, outsourcing has becoming more expensive and expensive and expensive over and over again. So what we are offering them is that, hey, you can go wherever you want, but if you come with us, it will be faster, it will be cheaper for you, and you will be delivering a better product for your customer because we are solving your problems. We have addressed, we know that those bottlenecks within the industry, and we take care of those. So we provide you firmware upgrades, we provide you good quality assurance, and we solve all those hassle. So starting from the very beginning of the bottom of the pyramid, they saw an interest in our platform. Just like, for instance, we mentioned with the operators that it makes sense for them for developing countries because the design also answers those needs, a more serviceable product. So it's the same solution, it's aligned in a way that it goes through all these problems. And we are not against Google, so fine. No, why? I mean that. I don't see it that way. I mean that we will be really happy to offer full Google experience, or Google can offer a full Google experience within us because it's a Nintendo system. They can just change the cartridge if they want. If you don't want the Google thing, you can buy a Nintendo cartridge free of that. And we can offer a firmware free of that also. So we give choice. I don't know I hope it was a good answer for you. Was it?
Google was just an example, and it's not the right example because Android is, half open source, so it's something. It's not non-monopolistic in its approach, but the Samsungs, or the Apples of the world, which will see that sort of competition, not from a very welcoming. They will not be very welcoming, and I mean, I guess the idea is I have the same question I have now than I used to have with the open source model in software, 10, 15 years ago. But I don't have the answer today, so I'm not going to.
well, we are not aiming to be the next Apple or Samsung. We're just making things a little bit better for those who care. And probably there is enough people for that. Apparently they are. So we're just humble with that. It's fine. Well, next Wednesday, Spanish Pavilion, 1:30, Click Harm Technology in Action. And thanks for being here with us.
I will explain the platform in remote, and you will understand the open source software and OHL, open hardware license, from how it's working together in this platform.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Well, thanks a lot.